Hey guys, thank you for tuning in. I just woken up and I just felt this need to express this. I hope you find this helpful. I was actually just like as I've been traveling a little bit, I've been meeting so many people and I've been just like talking to them and just making friends with them. And so yesterday, this hotel where I'm staying, I ended up meeting this really very like strong personality, kind of like a woman, and she was really sweet, and we were like sitting by the like fire. There's this terrace. It's so pretty, and there was this like bonfire kind of a thing, and then we were just sitting on the couch in the terrace. It was so beautiful, like windy. There was moon out there, and we were just talking, and it's not, I'm just not referring to what I talked to her. I'm just referring to something which has been like developing in my mind, in my thought process already, and which is something that you know like I said, I have been talking to people too, naturally and organically, as and when this topic comes up. And I'm realizing that there is just a lot of shame around people who have like maybe anger issues, or people, or like just women who are like loud and strong, uh, and people who like yell also, right? That is included. So there's a lot of shame in like just around anger, yelling, being loud, being strong, being intense, being all of that, right? And I can relate to that because I'm a very like I like all of us who are alive. I do struggle with confidence issues, but I can be very like intense and very like not in a bad way. Like I can be very like whatever bad means, right? I mean, that's a whole another thing. But like I can be very like you can say like very like passionate and very like strong about things, and that's just who I am. And I kind of like sometimes I have seen I could intimidate people when I'm like just going on and on and on, but I don't mean to like really be rude, or like I don't mean to be uh like the kind who doesn't want to listen to others, but it's just who I am. I'm like, I can be very intense, and I realize that maybe it's because of the response I've been receiving from people, or maybe it's because of just the conditioning and just how I feel like personally how society looks at women and how women should be behaving, like soft spoken, like not talking too much, not interrupting too much, not being too loud, not yelling, all of that. And like I'm realizing that all that is like really bullshit, honestly. Like of course, like I understand where people are coming from too, but at the same time you don't have to like really change who you are. And so this video is really dedicated to both parties: the party who has that shame around it, and the party who doesn't get those intense people. And then also, in addition to that, I will also try to express uh, like how we can find a middle way, probably. So but please excuse me for just a minute, I'll be back. So yeah, so I needed to get ready anyways, and I was like, why not get ready and then talk? But and it looks like I'm going on a seminar, but actually I'm not. So I was just saying that so yeah, so and I feel that people, like, we talk about depression and anxiety, and and I think it's time that we start talking about the shame around anger issues, around being loud and being intense and all of that, because that is a real deal too. And just a couple of reflections from just like thinking around that topic by myself, and by and reflections from like also talking to other people, and because of my interaction with them. So one of them is that, first of all, of course, like, this video is not about just be that person. Like, if you have anger issue, if you're yelling, if you're loud, and maybe you're making other people uncomfortable, maybe you need to take a step back and think and why you're doing it, and work on it. So working on it is important, because you don't want to project it on people who don't like deserve it. I mean, not that some people deserve it, but like, some people may like deserve it, like, I don't know how to say it without making it seem negative, but and I'm still like thinking about that subject, so I may not be fully clear. But my point is that, sometimes, so A is like, if you have all those things, like if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling triggered a lot, if you're feeling like yelling and like screaming, maybe it's not because you were born crazy. Maybe it's because you are, maybe it's because you suppressed something, or you suppressed who you are. Maybe it happened because of some incident, maybe it happened because of some people in your life. I mean, who knows, right? So I just want all of you to know that, if those things are happening, and it's like the same that we talk about anxiety and depression, right? It's there for a reason. Similarly, when you are like angry or like yelling and like screaming and all of that, it's because of a reason. It's because of some incident, like I said, or something. Or it's because you are like really changing who you are because of someone, because of something. Any of that is possible. So I want to leave, like, so this is the first point, that it's for a reason, and you are not like crazy or born crazy. So don't think that you're crazy. And I'm going a little bit extreme in this video, because of like what I think personally, and because of my experiences in this phase of my life. So you can tone it down to your life, and I think it will be relatable to all of you. And so that was number one, right? And then number two, I say right a lot, but pardon me for that. So no, that was number one. It's there for a reason. And number two is, it's there for a reason. And also like slow down and try to like listen to that voice, even though it's an ugly, supposedly ugly voice in you. Like ugly voice as in the yelling, loud, intense voice. It's supposedly being called out as ugly by a lot of people, I think. But like A, it's there for a reason. B, maybe it's trying to tell you something, and maybe it's not ugly. Maybe it's like a crying baby, for help. Like it's a cry for help, and literally a cry, like like literally a loud cry. And so A, please know that it's there for a reason. B, please do take a time to like listen to it, and it may not happen overnight, but the more you start focusing on that noise inside you, that ugly voice or whatever you call it, I call it a beautiful voice, soulful voice. As you start to notice that, slowly you will start to notice it more, and slowly you will reach a point where you'll be like, I know what you mean, and you can have that connection with that voice, and you can actually hear its message loud and clear. So please start like, so just notice that that noise, that voice, that cry, whatever you want to call it, and like just keep going back to it when you can, and know that it will take some time. It may need you to be patient, so please be patient in the process, right? And right, okay. And then a point number C is, so A, B, C, right? A, it's there for a reason. B, please try to listen to it, and gently if possible, and be gentle with yourself if you're not gentle with that voice, if you know what I mean. So that's also there. And so that's B, right? That's point number 2. And then the point number and the point number 3, that's what I meant when I said I can go on and on and on and on. But and then point number 3 is point number 3 is, yeah, like just do something about it, right? Which you are, like, I mean, starting from knowing that it's there for a reason to knowing that you wanna like start listening to it. You're already like doing something about it. But please don't suppress that voice, and please don't like really feel that you're crazy if you're like feeling like yelling, screaming and all of that, because like I said, I really feel like it's very, very likely that you are suppressing who you are because of something, or someone or whatever. And then you just have to really keep going back to it. And that's all I wanted to share, because I'm realizing it's a very common tendency in a lot of people, and personally I've seen in women in general, and I'm sure there are men too who can relate, but I'm just letting you know what I have seen around me. And I've been connecting with a lot of women actually in that position, and I just, as much as I feel like sad, like I do feel sad a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, but then I also feel like it's so, I see that spark, that light in those people too, and I am just so proud of that. Like I'm so happy also to see that, because it's like no matter what happens, that light, that spark is still there in them, and that just tells me a lot about them and how much strength and resilience and how much light they have in them, that they can not only tap that, they are not going to tap into it themselves, but they're going to shine and help others also in that journey and through their light. So that's all I wanted to share. I think I'm like really have been wanting to express a lot on like anger and like all of that, and like other mental health issues, you can say, besides anxiety and depression, which is something I've been like covering a lot too. So I may go back and forth between like all these mental health, you can say, issues, even though they're not issue, but for the lack of a better word, I'm gonna call it a issue. But like, thank you so much, guys. I woke up and I was like really feeling all of that, just because I don't know, something I've been thinking of all the time. And then yesterday I talked to this really like sweet and really like strong women, and I a lot more came out in my head, and I woke up and I was like, I really want to record it and share it with people. And so because, and I hope it helps you guys. And yeah, that's all for today. It was a very like on the go thing, which is how sometimes I am in life, and but I like it, and I hope this was helpful. And that's all for you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.